Previously on Weather the Storm.
We raised over $45,000, but also the restoration community, the contractor community, the way that they responded, it was breathtaking to say the least.
I'm Derik Kline, CEO of HailTrace. Founded HailTrace back in 2010.
My name is Paul Casari. Been with Atlas for about 10 years. I'm the Director of Product Management and Business Development.
What does the future hold for HailTrace?
For us to continue to grow as a company, we really have to focus on innovation. So it's extremely important to us to keep a level of curiosity. It's something that's really important, is to ask questions, to try to understand what problems might exist. And I think they're always there, and especially as a technology company, it's important for us to be able to continue to innovate and push forward with the things that we do. And the only way to do that is to ask questions, whether that's, what are we doing internally that could solve problems for people, but then also to go out to our industry and the people that we serve and ask questions of them to say, hey, what are issues that you might have in your day-to-day life or in your day-to-day business that we might be able to help. And I think when we ask those questions, we learn to take a different viewpoint, and that viewpoint is we get an understanding of what contractors' needs are, but we already have an understanding of what we can do with weather. And so as we understand their needs more, we can learn how to create synergy with weather to solve those problems. Initially, when we started the business, we had this idea that contractors wanted to know what size of hail fell at any one location. And as we continued to have this level of curiosity to understand what it was they were looking for, we began to understand it wasn't necessarily the size of hail that they were interested in. They were relating the size of hail to the amount of damage that the storm did. But when we take our knowledge base on weather, we start to understand that it's not just the size of hail, it's the density of the hail, it's the volume of hail that impacts the roof, it's the age of the roof, it's the amount of ventilation, it's the type of shingle that they have. There are so many different variables that come in, and they were taking this one level of golf ball size hail and saying that equals damage. And we began to understand that that's not true. And so we wanted to take as many variables as we could as a weather forensics company. What could we understand about a storm, and could we answer the question that they're asking, which is not what size of hail hit the roof, but did the storm do damage? And then once we answer that question, we get to the next solution that they're looking for, which is there an opportunity for me to help or to replace a roof? And so when we focus on those two questions, we now have a different direction that we want to go with our software, which is, again, we're looking for roof damage. We're not looking for the opportunity to tell them what size of hail impacted a roof. So what we've done is in our innovation, we've found that we have the ability to take several different meteorological aspects of a thunderstorm and put them into an algorithm. Now, we love algorithms, but we also know their weakness. And so what we had to do was we had to take what our meteorologists knew, combine it with this new fresh algorithm and all this new weather data. We came up with our own proprietary solution, which now lets us start to understand the individual impacts, and we can begin to say, you know what? This storm might have had 1 inch hail or might have had 2 inch hail, but in this case, it gives the opportunity for this roof has a 80% chance that it was totaled from this thunderstorm based off of a standard 30-year shingle. We can also take it and we can build a cumulative score as well. So we can say, you know what, this storm might have taken a little bit of life from the roof, and this storm might have taken a little bit, and this one might have taken a little bit, but when you take all three of them and combine them together, it was enough to cause a need for replacement of roof. And so now all of a sudden we can start to individually point out to the contractors. And so as we build this into our product, we're now able to very soon bring a solution to the industry that says, go to this roof and go to this roof, but don't go to the two that are in between. As we introduce this new technology into our platform, we start to understand again the direction and the problems that we can solve. And so, the big goal for us is to be able to solve those problems. But we want to do it in a way that it's less about the contractor doing this plus this plus this to answer that question. We want to make our software do that for them. So instead of creating a formula that they can follow or a pattern that they can follow to do that, we want to start producing the solutions. And so that turns into more of a marketing and campaign type tool. And so as we begin to build our tool, we're going to start to understand that it's going to get them to that solution, which is which homeowner needs a new roof, and here's the information that I need to go ahead and make a potential opportunity for me to fix that roof. You know, HailTrace, when we started HailTrace, there was one version of how you used our software, right? And it was a storm occurs, you buy the map, you pull the map, you go look at where the storm occurred at, you might look at it for a few days, and then you're done. The technology has just evolved so much over the last 10 years, 12 years, that it's enabled us to do a lot more with that. And now all of a sudden, we've turned our software into a tool that you utilize year-round with what you do. So whether that's, you know, a new storm happens and we need to be alerted immediately when that new storm happens, we take it to the next step where we say, here's a list of every homeowner that you've ever worked with that was impacted with that storm. So that's one version, but outside of storm season, let's pretend it's November and you know, you've got some nice weather. What are some things that you can do? Well, you know, the tool is enabled in a way that you can overlay different data, so you know, hey, you know what, we've got an area that could have or most likely has some storm damage, and these people need help. They need their roof replaced. And so I have the ability now to target those areas, pull a report that lets the insurance company understand that, yes, I know it's November, they haven't had a storm real recently, but they have had one that would qualify under their statute of limitations. And most importantly, we can give them the data that they need to be able to reach out to those people. So whether it's via email or maybe a phone call or just understanding exactly what the address is that was impacted, we can get them all that data. And what that does is it makes it to where they don't have to stop working. And honestly, not only are you making revenue or have the ability to keep your business, your cash flow going in the off season, you basically eliminate the off season, but what I think is even better is it sets you up to have cash flow before storm season gets here, which now means we have a better ability to do marketing. And so we up our level of effectiveness when storm season arrives.
How does the innovation at Atlas help to protect customers?
Everything that Atlas makes, we make to protect. We protect your roof, obviously, with our shingles. We protect the interior of your home, because we don't want those shingles to leak or fail. We protect your curb appeal, so you don't have this black staining and streaking and it looks horrible. And we also protect you from weather damage as well. So everything that we make, all of our innovation, all of our product life cycles are meant to protect. Our go-to market strategy is really 2 or 3-fold, right? We have the products that protect, right? We have everything from curb appeal and weather, and I'm gonna get into some new products that we're gonna introduce here in a minute. But we also have a great interaction with our contractors. Our contractors are extremely important to us. And what we wanna do to our contractors is set them apart in front of a homeowner. They don't want to sell a commodity, right? Nobody buys a commodity. So we want to give them a product that allows them to sell value. So everything that we do is going to be a little bit different in the market. So the contractor, of course, is there to make money. They're in business. And so we want to offer them some value opportunities to sell to the homeowner. And when we offer our products to the homeowner, contractors that offer to the homeowner, we want to solve problems that they might necessarily don't even know that they have. People don't know that you can solve the black staining and streakings on the roof. We can do that. People don't know that you can protect your roof from severe weather events. You can absolutely do that. And we're launching 2 new products that just launched, Pinnacle Impact and Pinnacle Sun. That's an extension of our Pinnacle family that go above and beyond that. Now we're protecting your inside air environment, so you're using less energy, so you can be really sustainable, as well as we have products that are gonna help you reduce that smog in the air that everybody deals with every single day. So we just launched 2 new products into the market, Pinnacle Sun and Pinnacle Impact. This is an extension of our Pinnacle brand of shingles. So what these do are completely revolutionary to the industry. We're giving these things a ton of value and features. So for a Pinnacle Impact, for example, that is a Impact Class 4 rated shingle. It has smog reducing granules, and it also has Scotchguard that's going to keep your roof looking clean. So from an impact, class 4, highest rating, you don't have to worry about the storms. We're going to get you through some of those storms. You're going to have smog reducing granules. See, these granules are actually embedded into the shingle themselves. And these granules are designed to pull the nitrous oxide out of the air and convert it using sunlight and then wash it off your roof. It's harnessing the power of trees. It's like planting 2 or 3 trees per your typical roof size. So it's really, really beneficial. And then the third feature is going to be your Scotchguard. So it's going to keep it clean. So we're protecting it from weather, we're actually reducing smog, and we're keeping the curb appeal. So the second shingle that we launched this year is our Pinnacle Sun. This is an extension of our Pinnacle family, as I mentioned before. So our Pinnacle Sun is a feature-packed shingle that answers a lot of sustainability questions and concerns you might have. We're also going to keep your roof cooler. So by keeping your roof cooler with solar reflective index rated shingles, which actually takes the energy of the sun and reflects it back out, it doesn't go into your attic, the heat doesn't go into your attic. You can actually turn up that thermostat a little bit so you don't have that air conditioner running 24/7. You actually reduce the heat load on your AC units.
I still remember, all the different talks that we had when we were talking about how could HailTrace integrate with Atlas and what would that look like? And I remember the opportunity. It was a really unique opportunity because HailTrace is somewhat limited in our ability to how we can outreach to different contractors, but Atlas has this, your fingers are everywhere in the industry. You guys are all over the place. And so there's this unique opportunity, especially with different levels of contractors that maybe we don't have the ability to touch or even to help. And so as we started talking through this, we found that we had this ability that we could take a version or a level of the data that we produce for Hail and we could integrate that into the Atlas platform. And honestly, Atlas said, let's try to give this away to contractors. Like, let's let them see this. And it was something that we saw as an opportunity, especially for younger contractors that are really getting started in the industry, or maybe they haven't ever worked a storm, so maybe they've been in business for a long time, but storm is something new to them. It gave them a foot to put in the door, right? To be able to start something. And I thought that was a really unique opportunity that I don't know that we could have done with any other integration with any other company. And then we took it a step further and we added our address-specific reports into their platform. And one of my favorite pieces of that was they had the ability to get Eagle View reports. And now all of a sudden we can get this Eagle View report, we can get this Sumo quote, and we can get this HailTrace data. So when we blend all this stuff together, it creates a really nice, clean presentation for the policyholder and the homeowner, which allows them allows the contractor to be extremely professional when it comes to what they do with that homeowner. And so we were really excited to be able to take the ability to give something to the contractors with the storm, but then also do that address-specific touch to help those contractors with what they do on a day-to-day basis.
Another value and benefit that we bring to the contractors is our Pro Portal. This is a free account that the contractors can come in and access all of the great features we have to offer them. They can do HailTrace, they can do Eagle View, they can do marketing support, they can do Atlas third-party support as well, and they can register the warranties. It's a free account, it's easy to sign up, come in and enjoy.
It's really nice that the roofing industry, as it begins to increase its technology presence or its presence of technology in the industry, it creates a lot of opportunity for synergy to occur between a lot of different companies in the industry. So, there are several really, really good companies out there, and when you integrate those technologies and they weave together and they work together, it creates the ability for the contractor to do so much more within their business. Companies like Company Cam and Job Nimbus and AccuLinks and Sumo Quote and Eagle View, all these different technologies that exist out there in the industry, they come together, and Atlas has even put together this tremendous platform that actually takes a lot of those companies and blends them together for the contractor, which I think is so amazing because it's just an opportunity to simplify where the contractor goes to get the data that they need to replace the roofs. And especially with you guys selling them the shingles that they need to replace the roofs, having that all in one place simplifies the life for the contractor. It makes one spot for them to go, and it's just tremendous for the roofing industry.
Join us next time as we discuss the myths and realities of hurricanes on the season finale of Weather the Storm.
And the Gulf of Mexico is just a breeding ground for intense hurricanes because it gets so warm. That water is just like soup. It's just like a ball of energy for a hurricane to grab hold of it, and they just tend to explode when they get into the Gulf of Mexico. And so as a storm chaser, when I see this, my ears perk up, my eyes perk up, whatever it is, right? I start to get a little bit excited about the potential.